Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man. It's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to CockTales. Dirty discussions with Kiki and Medinah Monroe. Yeah.
Today's cocktail is called the Naughty List. You need 1.5 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce of triple sec, a half ounce of lemon juice, 1.5 ounces of cranberry juice, and a splash of simple syrup. So this is how you're going to make the Naughty List. You're going to add the vodka, the triple sec, the lemon juice, the cranberry juice, and the simple syrup into a cocktail shaker filled with ice. Shake for about 5 to 10 seconds. In a chilled martini glass, pour from the shaker and enjoy a Naughty List. This is filled to the brim. They said bitches drank.
Let me be careful here. Not spill it.
Oh, this feels like a grown-up drink. It's very strong.
It is. I like it. It's good.
I like
Cheers.
it. It's very grown. Shout out to your tipsy homegirl for providing these cocktails for us. If you guys are interested in booking her or learning how to make your own drinks or feeling like a rich bitch, follow her at your tipsy homegirl and tell her we sent you.
Yes. Welcome back to Cocktail Story Discussions, you guys.
Hey, y'all.
It has been a while since we've been in the studio, so it feels good to be back. I guess it hasn't been that long, but it's been like 2 or 3 weeks.
I feel like we've just been doing so much in between the recordings that it feels like it's been long because the back-to-back live shows, Boston.
I guess it was really like 2 weeks.
And Huntsville. That felt like we was on a world tour.
It did for 2 cities. I was like, why am I so tired? Why am I so tired? Part of it is PMSing tired, just period's about to come, so that's how that goes. And then also we usually kind of space out our shows. I was looking at the schedule for this Dirty Little Secrets tour, which, by the way, tickets are on sale now.
Make sure you get them and hurry. Don't wait until the last minute, you guys.
Right, because ain't no extra tickets. But I was like, woo. March, we are somewhere every week.
That's gonna be wild. I always get really stressed out about my hair. Like, what are we doing for hair when the shows are that close? Because I've been trying not to put so much heat on it, and so I'm just gonna keep pushing out these wigs, guys. Hope you don't get tired.
Right?
It's so much fun. I be feeling like a little sex kitten.
I was looking at wigs today. The only thing is I get nervous about like moving my head too much. What if my wig fly off?
That's why I got my hoodie on, because I just got twist under here. Nothing is braided. It's just wild. And
do you have clips?
The little band started to show, and I was like, well, let's just keep the hoodie on. But for the live shows, I'll have somebody braid it down and make sure it's not gonna fall off, even though it might make us go viral.
Well,
maybe more of y'all would watch the YouTube channel.
Maybe
if a wig comes off.
I don't know. Will they? Because sometimes people just gonna watch the clip on fucking Instagram and call it a day.
I always think it's really odd that like our stuff will go viral on other people's shows. When we talk crazy, well, I do on our own show. I be like, what? That's so weird to me.
Yeah, I think it's weird when people only watch the clips and they never go back. And it's like, this is why, viral moments are cool. But if it doesn't bring like consistent listeners, it's like, how we get y'all to come on? What do we have to do? Show a titty? We can't do that on YouTube.
Listening or watching the full episode and not just going based off of the clips. That's why some of you niggas, half of you niggas be mad in the comments going in and arguing with yourself because you didn't listen to the whole episode, bro.
Oh my gosh, these past couple of episodes that have come out, I usually don't say anything to people in the comments unless it's something nice. But yeah, I had time the other day while I was on the flight, and I was just like, you know what? And you want a think piece? I got plenty of time. All I have is time. I'm not going to sleep. It's a crying baby on my flight. So let me write this out. And sometimes the things that people get mad at and how involved they become, I appreciate people for listening, but it does get frustrating when you try and tell us about us and what we have going on. You are listening to a snippet of conversations about our own experiences,
when we
not
were
what we're
talking
telling you to do.
But I thought it was really interesting when we talked about our personal turnoffs that men do. The not making eye contact thing that I said about, like, that's just a turnoff for me. I'm not saying that you are less of a man if you decide not to make eye contact.
You don't like it.
I don't like it. When I tell you there were men in the comments and in my DMs and they were like, yeah, that's why ain't nobody ever gonna like you.
And that's why you got a wig on. And when you talk with your hands, I was like,
oh, I
what?
saw somebody talking about talking with your hands, and you had said something to him, and you were, I don't know if the same person, but you were like, sir, aren't you the same person in my DMs begging for a date?
He's been in my DMs.
I'm glad you did. Like,
what are you talking about? You've been in my DMs trying to take me out for weeks. I wish I had his Instagram pulled up on my phone because I just couldn't believe you in here mad because I won't go out with you.
Yeah, and it's like they say all of these things because they want a reaction, and then the moment I say something to somebody, they're in my DMs. Oh, I'm sorry, queen. I was just saying, don't queen me, bitch, you little peasant. I'm not fucking with you.
And now you blocked, and I done reported it as abuse or harassment. Funny?
Somebody asked me the other day if you blocked them. I was like, baby, I don't know. What did you do? Did you say something disrespectful? Were you rude? Because I'll hit a block too.
Yeah.
Now tell me what you said so I know if I need to block you too.
It's probably some girl, and this was probably, I was just probably having a bad day already. It depends on what day.
Sometimes you catch strays.
She was talking about my brown boots with my cowgirl outfit, and I was just like, blocked. I was just really mad. It was the day, and I'm sorry, sis. You will not be unblocked. You will not be unblocked.
Well, sorry, not sorry, because when people do stuff like that, sometimes it's like, you don't know what I'm going through.
Yeah.
You don't know if I'm at my wit's end. Do you have a bad day? Did I go to your page and tell you that your makeup is not blended and you had all the opportunities when you left the house? Well, first of all, when you put it on, when you left the house, when you took the picture, and you could have edited it, you could have threw a filter on that bitch, you could have done so many things, but instead, you chose to share. And when I choose to share, it's a problem, but we're supposed to accept this subpar material.
Mm-hmm. Y'all better stop. Mm-hmm. Y'all need some yoga in your life. You guys, we're still going to South Africa, but Bali is also up. May 27th through June 3rd, I will be with Paradise and Vibe. If you are interested in signing up for Bali and booking, because the books are open, go to paradiseandvibe.com and come with me to Bali next year.
The pictures in Bali always look so cool. That's like a bucket list destination.
That's definitely a bucket list on mine too. I want to do that little Bali swing that everyone always shows, and I'm just like, has anybody ever fallen off?
Probably. You probably have to sign a bunch of waivers in a different language.
You probably don't because it's out of the country.
You never had to sign a waiver out of the country? I have, but I don't be knowing what they talking about. I just sign it because I'm about to do the adventure. If I die, I die. YOLO.
Ooh, I hope I don't die, y'all.
I already paid for it. Y'all not giving me no refund, so I may as well have the experience of a lifetime to end my lifetime. You know? I want to get on the swing. I have seen a video, though, where people are like watching, and they show like all the little other straps that don't make the shot to keep everything like on there. But I'm like, you just never know when a mighty gust of wind could come and slap your ass right off. But good luck.
Thank you.
To you. I know you're going to have awesome pictures and amazing time.
Yes.
Want to remind you guys to purchase Klassy Baste. You can get your physical copy. You can get a digital copy. Doesn't matter. I also have a few of my popular recipes on there for $1. And you could just download the individual recipe and maybe save Christmas dinner because Thanksgiving has passed. Or, make a meal for your bae or your homegirls like I do. It's a great time. www.klassybaste.com. That's KLASSYBASTE.com. I was actually making some desserts to prepare for my personal Super Bowl Thanksgiving with Walker. And he was like, you have a typo in your book. And I was like, oh, no, not again. What is it? And he was like, this is not how you spell classy. I said, I know, sweetie. I was doing a little fun because my name starts with K. He said, that could be a bit confusing, but okay.
You sound like a little sassy baby. That baby said, this ain't how you spell it.
This is not right. So I'm just letting you know before you do another reprint, gotta stop.
At least you know the baby can read and spell.
He can read really well. I had him standing over there read the instructions. Speaking of reading, we would love for you to go ahead and go on over to patreon.com, read the dates, read the release dates of everything that we have that we're sharing, because we post when we're going to sell new tickets, new cities that drop, all of that. Everybody who is already a Patreon subscriber knew firsthand before we posted anything on Instagram that about the Dirty Little Secrets tour. They got the password, they got everything, so they were able to get in there quickly. We hope that you do too. And we also do a live every month, and then we post bonus episodes. Bonus episodes got a little shaky because it's hard when we're traveling. And thank you guys, everybody who does understand and you're with us. We also appreciate just the people who just donate and don't even care about the bonus episodes, because it does help us a lot to continue to do the show and support all of the little things that we do.
Yeah, I just recently found someone new to edit my bonus content. So I have a shit ton of videos just backed up on the camera that I can't wait to get out. Because like Kiki said, we have been doing a lot. It's a blessing, but sometimes it'd be like, oh shit.
Like we recorded, but then like to get it up is whew.
It's a minute. So thank you guys for rocking with us. If you ain't got I'm Curious to Know, baby, go to I'mCuriousToKnow.com and order your copy now.
Yes,
deck,
please.
not copy deck.
Please do not delay. And then also you can get your t-shirts. It's also available on the I'm Curious to Know website. And then live show next week in Houston, Texas. Ooh. If the show is not sold out, might be, might not be, I don't know. But you can go to the link in the description box or our Instagram bio or the Warehouse Live website and purchase your tickets. Well, if there's some left, there's only going to be a few left. Yeah. Because today, in the middle of November, there's less than 100 tickets.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm excited. Make sure you guys dress up for the theme. This is a night to have fun. Like, if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe.
If you didn't know, if you're new here, it's a Players Ball theme. We want everybody to be dressed as pimps and hoes. We have a beautiful set planned out. We have a lot of surprises, a lot of really cool things happening during the show. Even if you've been to a show this year, it's gonna be a little different. Yeah, so
a lot
be
different.
Excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who pops up and how the show goes. Also, if you guys are interested in sponsoring any of the live shows that we do have coming up, make sure you send us an email. If you need to slide in our DMs because you just don't like emailing, that's okay too. But we would love to help you grow your business. It's really worth it to advertise on a podcast because the episodes don't delete.
Yeah, the episodes don't delete. We have a trusted following who will listen to the things that we say because we're their friends. So, hello. All right. So on that note, I guess we can move on to weird sex.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
Oh, Lord.
So this week's Weird Sex is a story that many of you sent me. Even today on my way here, somebody was like, what is the email? I sent it to her and she sent me the same story. I was like, girl, funny you send this. This is actually what we're talking about today. So have you ever been at the airport and you were going through TSA and you got that, come with me?
That always happens to me.
Really?
Especially when I wear my Prada boots. And now I just stopped wearing them in the airport.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is not about Prada boots. So this lady was on the way to the United Arab Emirates and from Australia with some friends. And they were in the line and she had a butt plug in.
Lord, for a flight?
So she got a little tap. Had to come to the side, her and her friends. If I was her friend, I would have been mad. Like, bitch, I told you can't be doing none of that freaky shit over here. This is not America. You know, you just need to be on your P's and Q's. Anyway, so here's a little backstory on what happened. She had a boyfriend. Her name was Sarah. She's only 23. She already knew she was up to something and that she might not clear TSA because she was posting about it in her story. Anyway, she had a butt plug in, and her boyfriend, who has passed away since he gave it to her, but he gave her this butt plug. And she got it engraved. It says forever on it.
Hold up. And this better not. Okay.
And then inside of the butt plug, she had his ashes, which I didn't know you could do that, but that's an excellent way to smuggle drugs, I would think, if you were into that sort of thing. I am absolutely not. Anyway, so she had his ashes, or so she says, in the butt plug, in her butt, going through TSA. It was like a stainless steel one. Like, girl, you know that shit gonna go off, but okay. So she was trying to explain to them what it was and what's going on. But again, you're not in Australia. You're in a different country. And then it's a more conservative country. And so a lady was over there working. So she was trying to explain it, and she says that there was a lady worker in earshot of the conversation, which led to some back and forth between them, and the male officials did not like the vulgarity that she was using trying to explain. And I'm just like,
what was she saying?
I don't know. She's probably like saying ass and shit like that. Like, you need to clean it up. You're in trouble.
You need to use
in
big
a foreign
words like
land.
anus.
Yes, I had this in my rectum because I don't know, I was bereaved. I don't know what you would say, but he gave it to her. So he said, what did he say to her? Initially, it was a gag gift. He had spent so much time in her ass, and that was his favorite place. So that's why he got her a butt plug. And she said she felt like it was funny, and she just laughs about it now. And I'm like, girl,
I don't think it's funny. I don't play with the out of the country rules and the laws. Y'all better be paying attention.
Mm-hmm. And so she said that she also felt like it was good because she can take him in his favorite place to all of the places they have never been together, and that's why she put him in her booty to travel. You could have just put that in your carry-on. They pulled her aside because they saw it and they thought she had a weapon stuck up there, which I could see that, because like, who has this metal thing just going up their booty like that, you know, under normal circumstances? Anyway, it took about an hour or so. They had them sign this super long foreign document that she probably did not read, and said that if they left the airport, they were going to go to jail before they were done investigating to make sure that, in fact, it was just a butt plug with ashes and not an actual weapon. And then she just said it was a really long day. She made it in.
Did they let her keep her booty ashes?
Now, that part I could not figure out. I think that they confiscated it, but I do not know that for a fact. I looked at a couple websites and couldn't see if she got to keep it or not. But she's just laughing about it and posting about it on her story. And I'm like, girl, you was about to go to jail.
Oh.
And from what I've heard about over there, it's like even when you have debt and stuff, you basically turn into a slave because you got to work that stuff off. Like, that's not where you want to play at.
Die.
Don't play around over there.
Don't play around over there with them people.
Mm-hmm. That's it for Weird Sex. Thank you to everybody who sent this story in. Really appreciate it.
That was a
Quite
good one.
Odd.
As someone who loves booty play.
You ever put your butt plug in when you go to the airport?
No, I don't think that butt plugs
Good.
are comfortable. So it's like the times I've put them in, which I don't really like, because again, the last time I did it, it got stuck. And so
they would have definitely thought you were a drug smuggler.
Yeah, they would have been like, man, why is the whole thing in your ass?
Mm-hmm.
The clamp and all. I'm sorry,
Like,
it's stuck. Can y'all help me? But,
no.
Yeah, I'm not just walking around with a booty plug in my booty hole. It's just weird.
And that's why I made it to Weird Sex.
That was great. I have been dying to ask you, Kiki.
What?
I was rewatching one of our episodes, and I remember you said you were going on a date. It was a Fever app date, and it was the Stranger Things situation. I wanted an update.
Okay, so here's the update on Stranger Things. I will say, first and foremost, Fever app is a great app. If y'all have not downloaded it, downloaded it.
I want to know
do.
about the nigga.
I know. Well, about the nigga, I'm about to tell you about the date now. So we went. I feel like he had a great time.
Oh, she don't like it. She don't like it.
This is all I'm gonna say about it. I knew that this was a risk because it was a Stranger Things experience. I don't watch Stranger Things. But he does.
Okay.
He does. So I was like, oh, well, you can come with me. It was cool just to go. They had like food and they had cocktails, and it was like an immersive experience. It was at Pullman Yards where they have a lot of these things at.
Pullman Yards.
It's probably way better if you watch the show, because he was all geeked up and I was just like, oh, this is nice to be here, but I'm ready to go and do something else. So it was okay. I think that if you go to any of the ones about any of the shows, any of those immersive experiences surrounded by a show or a movie, watch that shit first.
But I noticed you didn't talk about your interaction with him.
He was excited about everything going on, so I'm just there. I felt like I was a parent taking their kid on a field trip because he's just like so excited and really into it, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. It's people in high school costumes. I remember you had said something like that. So
Hawkins High, baby.
Yeah, and then there was like an arcade situation, and then we were in somebody's dusty ass living room.
Yeah,
and then there was a Hawkins something else, and then I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's cool. Obviously, you would really care. Like, if I would have brought him to the Bridgerton experience, he would have been ready to go. I thought the shit was so cool. So, yeah, I mean.
Would you go on another date?
With him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go on another date, but I'm not doing no more immersive experiences.
Okay.
We need something else that does not have that sort of theme. Maybe just like a seasonal theme.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to go take a cocktail class.
I want to do that too.
They have one, I want to say it's on the roof at Pont City Market, so we're going to do that.
They're
so
also
I have to
bringing
let y'all
back,
know how that goes.
They're bringing back the igloo dining at the top of Pont City Market. I've never done that, and I've always wanted to do it. That's another thing I always see advertised on Instagram. Great date idea, by the way.
So what do they do there?
So you do dinner outside on the rooftop when it gets really cold, but you go in the igloo bubble.
Is it like that place that they had on Crescent where they had them like on their patio during the wintertime?
It's a big clear thing, and you sit
it
in
looks
there.
like an igloo.
Yeah.
But it was just like that one. There was nothing extra to it. It's just you sit on the igloo so that we can use this outdoor space.
Okay, it's dinner. Like you buy the ticket, and I think the ticket includes like your dinner.
Oh, it's like a ticketed thing. That's cool.
I definitely want to do that at Ponce City Market, but I think they also have something like that in DC, and I'm gonna be going to DC, and I think I want to try to do it there.
That's gonna be real cold.
I'm excited, and I really, I just be liking to go on dates, and that's why I wanted to know about how your date went. I said, well, I wonder how this went. I really hope they do one for Game of Thrones. How much fun would that be if they did an immersive experience for Game of Thrones?
I would be scared because I feel like somebody's gonna get beheaded, and it's gonna stink because of the dragon's breath. And what if I decide to wear a wig that day and they blow it and then my head catches on fire? If it's just yeah, I would be scared. It would be cool.
Somebody said, could we start including reviews about shows that we watch, because the way that we did the House of the Dragon.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I was like, you know what? Not a bad idea. Because you don't know me. I love me some TV.
Have you started watching The Crown season 5?
I started yesterday. I turned on Netflix
too.
and I was like, oh, The Crown is back. I watched a little bit of the first episode, but then I went to bed.
They waited for the queen to die, and they said, now we spilling the tea.
Oh, it got good.
Well, not yet, but I'm just saying that because she died. Because I've been like, where is the next
I figured
season?
It just took a long time for them to film it. But the actress who plays Princess Diana, she has like her mannerisms down to a T. Like even how, I don't know if y'all remember, if you were even alive, because some of y'all are fairly young. But when Princess Diana, they would have the paparazzi pictures of her. Her head was always down like this, and she would be. She does that so well. And you know what I've always wondered about Princess Diana, may she rest in peace, and a lot of the other women who chose the news anchor hair of the time. Of all the styles you could choose, why does it look like your name is Barbara? And sorry to my grandma, but my grandma had that haircut too. And it's like, why do y'all have this little shortcut?
I think maybe because you weren't supposed to be looking sexy. You're supposed to look like modest and...
That's beyond modest. It looks old. And it's like, you are 20-something, 30 years old, and you look like you get your hair done at a beauty parlor. And parlor because it's just old ladies with blue hair and hairnet.
I love Princess Diana. I thought she was a baddie.
Okay.
I would if I had just the means, the money to just like hire an actress to just follow me for a few weeks and then we record her acting like me and just play me in something. I would love to see that because like you said, she got her mannerisms, her facial expression, her everything down to a T. And I just wonder, bitch, how did you do that?
And you know what else is interesting? Even like the vocal inflections. Like we've seen interviews of her, so we have something to compare it to. But all those private moments where she is cussing the prince out and yelling at him, I agreed to do this, and pretend like you were a wonderful husband and this doting husband on the condition that you actually acted like it while we were on vacation. You just want to go back to
and
Oxford.
He really wanted to go back and see
non-essential.
His side bitch.
He was trying to see Camilla.
He was trying to see.
Camilla saw it through. That is a story for the side pieces of the world. There is hope in a foreign land.
There's hope if he really cares about you, and it's not just like a sex thing.
Sometimes they care.
Sometimes the niggas do be caring.
It's rare. But occasionally.
And he cared. Do you think that, like,
if your nigga is not a prince, girl, give it up. Because he could have made the right choice. He did it.
UPS, and you his side. Come on, sis. There's more out here in the world. But
yeah, Medina, you like this drink, huh?
I guzzled it down. It was actually very good. Shout out to Jessica. Follow your tipsy homegirl. The drink was good.
She did that.
It was kind of like a Cosmo, but it wasn't as
different.
Crazy strong as it was very good. I could go for a round 2, but I won't make T get up.
Well, we got a shot too.
But I wanted to say, do you think if you did meet a piece of royalty, whether he was your Nigerian king or he was someone at Buckingham Palace, and they wanted to
Buckingham.
No, because they're gonna cast y'all out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're colonizers. No, Nigerian prince. Yes.
Nigerian
Tell me more.
prince,
Tell me more.
And he's like, I want you to be my queen. I love you. It's my family is very hard to get along with. And let's say like you love him so much, you're gonna do it. And his family treated you how the royals treated Princess Diana. Do you think
like trying to knock me off?
Well, just how they just never liked her. She was never included in anything. They were very outspoken in their actions and their words with how they did not like her. Could you deal with that?
Do they live in Nigeria and we live here?
No, he's like, you're coming back to Nigeria with me.
How much money does this royal family have? Because they have a president. So is it just like, I would have to see.
They have.
Is it
like,
worth
whatever
it?
You want, you could have, and we will travel to the
Fuck
States.
your family, okay? I got my own family, and they coming over here too. I know my mama would be geeked to come.
Oh,
She'd be so excited, and we would have a blast. Now, my siblings, I don't know, but we can hop on the PJ and come on over here. What is the Air Force Nigeria plane?
I don't know. Princess Diana made me be like, bro, I don't think. I
now, if I felt like they were trying to murder
depressed.
me. Yeah, and she had the eating disorders and all that. She had a lot going on. I also don't think that she really wanted initially all of the fame and attention.
Mm-hmm.
I would think I'd like it a little bit.
Bitch, I would love. I think she started liking
especially
it,
how we already act. We get so excited when y'all run up to us. It's just like,
even sometimes when somebody just be smiling at me, I'd be like, "You listen to CockTales?" You're like, "No, I went to Clark with you." Oh,
sometimes people be smiling, and I ask the same thing. They're just like, "I just liked your shirt," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't even know who the fuck I am at all." Okay, thanks, sis.
This past weekend, I went on a date to your third spot. Highly suggest going.
Is that the place you told me about? Maybe.
Yes, you have to make a reservation. No one can get in without a reservation, but it is like a very adult.
I like that.
I don't want to say Dave and Buster's because it's $54 to get in, but when you get in, it's unlimited games. It's a lot. It was a lot of fun. Anyways, when I was there,
which is actually cheaper than Dave and Buster's because I took the babies there, and that shit was high. I spent several $100s, and I said we got to get the fuck up out of here.
Babies can't come, but all of the games are. You get this little card. You could play whatever, however many times. It was a lot of fun. They have sections in there, but you don't have to pay for the
like
sections.
To sit down.
They do. I always think it's really interesting. Sorry to kind of like side course it, but I always think it's not fair that at white establishments they have sections and you don't have to pay thousands or hundreds of dollars for it. But in black areas, you have to pay all this money just to sit down. I thought that was really rude. When you go inside, it's like a club with a bunch of games, all these sections. One of them has a bonfire, another one has a little drink, and you could just sit down and just sit down. And I'm like, I feel like you're taking advantage of like urban communities. That's not nice.
I've noticed that at gay clubs too. Like one of my friends was telling me he likes the straight clubs because like you'll have a place to sit and everything, or you can get bottle service. He was like, they don't do that at the gay clubs, but it's like when you're not trying to spend $1,000 on a night out, that's not really ideal. And I was like, ooh, sorry to you, man.
Oh yeah, I was like, ooh, sorry to you, man. But so when we were there though, there was a bartender and we were waiting in line to get some drinks, and I can't remember if his name was Sam, Fred, or Frank, but it was one of those three names, and he was so nice.
What?
There was a long line. He goes, Medina, and I was like, hey, like I didn't know like where. He was like, I listen to CockTales. I love you and Kiki, and I just felt so cool because I love it when y'all be doing it when y'all see me with a nigga, because I'd be like, yeah, there's some value on this pussy.
Do you see me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want a rollie for Christmas, nigga.
Oh.
I'm just playing.
Good luck. I hope you get it. I want one too, and I'm not getting it unless I buy that shit. Let me tell y'all what happened. You did not ask, but I'm gonna share anyway. My birthday party that was 3 months late.
I saw it on Instagram.
That was actually really fun. But let me tell y'all what happened before the birthday party. We had a complete disaster in the family. I think that sometimes when I share things, people think I'm exaggerating or just making it up. But when I say I had to learn how to cook because my mama can't, it's not that she can't, and I think I've shared this before. It's not that she absolutely can't. She's very forgetful, and she would let a lot of stuff burn. I know I told you guys how she let Christmas dinner burn, and it was just like the movie A Christmas Story where we ate Chinese food on Christmas because the whole thing burned. The Chinese food, it was okay. It was just sad because like we're really in here like a movie like with Chinese no food, camera
little
crew.
Orange chicken.
I love Mongolian beef. That's my fave.
I don't like Mongolian beef.
Okay. Well, anyway, So my mom calls me from my brother-in-law's phone, so I almost didn't answer because I was like, what is going on? I'm not in the mood to chit chat right now. And he only calls me for like light, friendly conversation. I want to talk. But something told me to answer. It's my mom. So I was like, oh, Lord, what has happened? It's an emergency. She's like, did you hear what happened, girl? No, what happened? Get to it. And she was like, I done burned the house down. I said, girl, what? And if you knew my mom or if you've ever met my mom, you know she plays all day. So I didn't know how to take it. And she was like, okay, yeah, girl. I just, I'd be forgetting I was watching a TikTok video and I was cooking this stuff on the stove. And I said, wait. Is the house really on fire? Then I get a text from my sister. Ooh, girl, it's bad. I was like, oh, this is real. So let me sit up and get serious. She was like, well, I was in the kitchen and I had seen a TikTok video and I wanted to try this recipe. So she starts cooking something on the stove, not the oven.
What was she cooking?
Some chicken dish. I don't know. Nobody knows because it's gone. The whole kitchen is gone. So she gets an alert on her phone and decides to go run an errand while she's cooking the chicken on the stove. She goes, runs that errand, runs another errand. She's just all over town, right? Then her sister calls her, and they're chit-chatting, and I assume that her sister must have said, oh, what y'all having for dinner tonight?
She was like,
oh my
shit.
God. So she gets off the phone with her, calls my brother-in-law because they live very close together, and she was like, hey, can you or my daughter run by my house and make sure I didn't burn that shit down? Because I left some on the stove. So he was like, okay. I mean, this is not the first time it's happened. The fire department has been there many times. This is regular happening. Last holiday season, we were redoing the backsplash because it had caught on fire. So anyway, my brother-in-law gets there and he was like, oh shit, this is not a drill. Let me call 911 because there's smoke coming out the house and I'm not about to be a hero. So everybody's just standing outside. The neighbors are outside. There's one lady, she is hysterically crying because I guess she assumed someone was in the house since nobody was coming out. And how in the world would it burn down? There is no fireplace. It was hot outside. So anyway, everybody gets there. My mom is like, I'm so embarrassed to tell my neighbors. Like, I just forgot I was cooking hell and I left the house and locked the door. So she like is on the phone with me and I'm thinking she's about to laugh. So I'm like, it's probably really not that bad. It's probably just like the last 5 times this happened. Y'all, I got a video. I want her to cry. The house was so like engulfed in flames that all you see were like beams in the ceiling, refrigerators melted, TV is melted, dishwasher is melted, washing machines, like it spread. My brother still lives at home. He called my sister like, I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown. Why are my shoes on the lawn? When he gets there, his room was safe because the door was closed. So I say all this to say, one, if you are forgetful, please just stop cooking and don't let that be you this holiday season because that's just a mess. 2, make sure you have renter's insurance if you rent a home. And if not, make sure you have homeowner's insurance. But you also need to save your money because you might have to move the next day and you'll need a place to stay. So, just let this be a cautionary tale. But yeah, that shit was wild. So anyway, get to town and I'm thinking this is a weekend after it happens. We're supposed to have my birthday party. She was like, honestly, I'm not even sad about the house. She moved. She found another place really quick. And she was like, I'm just upset because I didn't get to see Candy's play, Tamar Braxton, and Fantasia perform in New York. Girl, what? You burned your house down and you worried about a concert and a play? She said the show goes on and we're still having the party this weekend. So we dressed up in medieval times costumes, went to medieval times, had a great time. It was a lot of us that went. I got to meet my sister's boyfriend. He was very polite.
That's nice.
Yeah, we took our family pictures. I am disappointed. So just like last time, I'll be doing my own shoot. And yeah, it was just a good time being home. I got to hang out with some friends. I went to some cute places in Dallas. I'll have to tell y'all about those another time. There was one place, I can't think of the name, but it was like old Hollywood style. Ooh. It would be cute for a girls' night out or even a date night.
Was it called the Parliament?
No, okay. I've been there before. Okay. I do like that place, but it's like an actual restaurant. I want to say it starts with like a D. I don't know, but it's cute and has artwork in there. I had a really good time in Dallas. I went to Dallas right after Boston. We had the Boston show.
The Boston show was...
Y'all surprised me.
Yeah, well, they... Thank you for getting those tickets.
Yeah.
I think they talk too much. I thought everybody was talking entirely too much. Boston, y'all did make me a little mad and perturbed. Everybody was just talking too much. Shut up.
Well, I was happy y'all showed up because at first we didn't know if we was going to be sitting there talking to ourselves and the staff. So it was good to see a packed house. It was nice meeting so many people. Mm-hmm. It was a time. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then we went to Huntsville. when I got back from Dallas. Dallas was cool, but then Huntsville was nice. It was slow.
I loved our Huntsville show, just the run of the show, the way that the audience was so willing to participate. Everyone, you could tell, was just out to have a really good time. They were very nice, good, honest country folk. Somebody brought me some flowers. Thank you to that man. He was in a 3-piece Steve Harvey suit. And he was ready. He brought me a delicious bouquet of roses, and I appreciate that. But I really loved the Huntsville crowd. It's always the cities that me personally, I always kind of sleep on, like, why are we going here? And then it's like, it ends up being my favorite. I felt like that about Philly. It was one of my top favorite shows that we've done so far, and Huntsville would now be number 2. I really like when the audience comes and they understand that this is a live show. Shut the fuck up. And listen when it's time to listen, and when it's time to interact.
Yeah, I do like how much they wanted to participate, and just they were happy to be there. All good vibes. Like, nobody had an attitude. People were nice to each other, it seemed. I do wish we had some excellent pictures to share with you guys, but y'all probably have cute photos, because I saw it was like 1 million.
You know, I will say, when we ask for like services, we're like, oh, we're doing a live show in Huntsville, send us, you know, photographers, and then you guys just send people just because it's your friend. Really look at what you're sending someone. Because it's not like we're not paying them. Like, most of the places that we've been to, we don't like what the photographers send us, and it's
not just cheap. The photographers. Some of these other service providers, I would say thank you for taking us, but I paid, and some of y'all kind of high.
Yeah.
And if I was a trifling bitch, I would dispute the charge, but I accepted it, even though this does not look like those filtered down images that you got on Instagram. I want to look like that.
Yeah. My issue is normally with the photographers. I hate that, like, you want to charge this astronomical fee that we can normally negotiate, but then you want to highlight, oh, I do this and I do that. Well,
I don't give a fuck. What you doing today
your
for me?
Pictures are bad. And you highlight, I don't even have a double chin. And in one of the Huntsville photos, I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's like he doesn't, maybe we went to elementary school together and he doesn't like me. He put some fat under my neck. I'm going to show you the picture. And I was like, who is this girl?
Well, I didn't think he hit it with no edits, because it just, like, sometimes, and this is for anything, when you put out or you give somebody something that they pay for, when you looked at it before you press send, were you proud of your work?
This nigga, I think he was.
Because there have been times where I've done stuff for people and I was like, you know what? This did not come out how it was. I am so sorry. I can't undo it, but what I can do is not charge you, because this is not my best work.
And I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is with that photographer, remember, he was like, oh, well, like,
he wanted to charge a lot of fucking money.
He had the nerve to say he charges $500. And then he said, oh, we can negotiate if y'all just tag me in each of the pictures. You goddamn right I'm going to tag in these pictures. I'm going to post that double chin photo of me that you added double chin to my chin, and I'm going to tag you.
I think it's because he want a new bust down chain. I have never seen a photographer so icy, and now I see why. I don't want you showing up like that. If we book you for something and that's how you usually roll, please don't, because I'm going to turn you around at the door. Been through this before. Now, I, too, have PTSD from a nigga trying to stunt with my fucking money.
And remember he brought his cousin? Why is your cousin here?
Big self just all in the way. And it's like, you brought the biggest nigga. Where's your little cousin? This nigga is 7 feet tall. It's a drop ceiling. He about to pop the tiles out. Y'all move. This is a little bitty closet. It's smaller than the studio we're in. And it's just all these people standing around. And I know personally, I like quiet before. I like to reserve as much of my energy until I hit the stage so I can save it for y'all. It's niggas back here talking. Everybody wants to crack jokes, asking a million questions that don't pertain to you. And then you just bringing more and more people in, sucking up the rest of the AC.
You ordering shots?
Oh, I'll take a shot with you. You're working.
And that's why the pictures look horrible.
Because you was too busy trying to turn up with us. If you just wanted to come, you could have bought a ticket.
Right. Talking about $500. Nigga, oh.
Yeah, $500? Like, what?
That is really wild.
I see why some people just go ahead and spend them extra on travel for people so that they can keep their same people and have some consistency, even though these flights is high. So we got to figure something the fuck out.
Yeah. Maybe we need to find like airline employees that's their side job so they can fly for free.
Any of y'all out there?
Let us know. We'd love to meet
you. Hit us
you.
up. You see where we're going.
Lately I have really been big on double dates.
I know you have. That's all she talks about. I ran into Ashley from Girls Gotta Eat podcast on the way back from Huntsville at the airport.
She wasn't in Huntsville Airport, though. She was in Atlanta Airport.
Atlanta Airport.
Okay.
We're waiting on the cars outside. And I was like, oh my God, hey. And she was looking at me like, who is this? And I was like, ooh, I hope I got the right person. But she was like, I got to take a selfie and send it to Raina. So we did. And we were sitting there chit-chatting. She was like, oh, I thought she was here for the holidays because she's from here. Mm-hmm. She tells me she has a show. I'm like, okay, Medina, let's go. She's like, oh, you want to make it a double date? Bitch, you know I ain't got no man. So I invited my best friend.
Here's my thing about double dates. And this is what I always tell all the girls I say that to. It doesn't have to be your man. It could be someone else's. Or it could be somebody that you kind of think he's cute. Y'all kind of maybe messaged before, said we should hang out. I always use a double date excuse as if someone that I really don't want to hang out with, but just come because I need somebody to come.
I don't do that.
Oh.
I need to pre-screen you. I know how I am. I know my personality. That's not best. So Medina had a great time. We missed it.
Yeah, I had a great time because I actually made the show. Kiki didn't.
I made it at the very end of the show. But I will say we stayed for the second show. Mm-hmm. That one was really funny. Mm-hmm. I don't think he enjoyed it as much. The comic was a gay guy, and he did a lot of gay jokes. All the comics, I think, were gay or bisexual or something. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed all the jokes. I was having a good time, and I guess he didn't realize it at first, but we ran into somebody and they were like, oh, stay for this show. So we did. That part was fun.
Ashley.
And I saw Ashley.
Is hilarious. Like, if you guys don't know who Ashley is from Girls Gotta Eat, follow her at Ashley Hess.
Ash Hess.
Ash Hess. I wasn't sure what to expect because I was just going just to be like, oh, let's support.
And to do
I actually
stand-up,
was in tears laughing.
To do stand-up is hard. I can only imagine. I mean, I've never done it. Mm-hmm. I just look at people doing it. I'm like, whoo.
And that venue was like a 500-seat venue.
Plus, and they had the upstairs closed, so if that was open. Yeah, it was a lot of people in there. It was part of a festival and that I had never heard of.
Was it the Red Clay Festival?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was the Red Clay Festival, and I think I want to try going to more comedy festivals in the future because I've been to maybe that one and then maybe 2 others. They're pretty cool, though. But why do you like double dates so much? Once upon a time, you said is because you like to compare couples. What's the reason now?
I still like to do that, but also I just think it's good for content. Honestly, when I went on a double date a couple weekends ago with my with one of my girlfriends, and she brought a bae that she likes, and we went to a comedy show. Those are the best spots for.
I think comedy shows are good for a date.
They are,
especially a new date.
Yeah, and so I invited her, and she had a bae, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna see if he wants to go because we were gonna go on a date anyways, and he didn't have plans." So we go get food first at some place on Crescent, and then we went to Ember, and they do a little comedy show back there. First of all, I didn't know that I had fucked the DJ before, and he's all calling me out on the microphone. I was like, why the fuck is this man call? I didn't know who it was at first, and I was like, oh shit. Anyways, we sit down at the comedy show that they do at Ember on Wednesdays. Everybody, if you get seating, you get a free bottle of champagne. I don't know why, but yeah.
Probably just to get people to come back.
Every comedian that took the stage kept roasting her date. I'm talking about roast.
It was almost wrong like with him. Did he have on a 3-piece suit?
No, nothing was wrong. He kind of had a Beijing.
Kinda. Either you got it or you don't. Ain't no in between.
It
with
wasn't
the Beijing.
Heavily dusted.
So he was probably about to reapply it in a couple of days, maybe on Friday for the weekend.
But he was a handsome man. Wednesday. He was a handsome young fella.
Sometimes I wish the handsome fellas would leave that shit alone. I personally don't mind a bald head. How do you feel about it? If it's smooth and bald?
I've just never really liked bald head niggas.
Well, that's why niggas continue to put the Beijing, because you done ruined their confidence to just let them rock out with their domes.
But I think that bald men are sexy. I just never, the one I experienced, he was paying me. So did I really think he was attractive? I don't know. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I think double dates are fun date nights. Mm-hmm. They were roasting him. I didn't know if he really thought it was funny and if she thought it was funny or everyone was just nervous laughing.
Did he laugh?
He was laughing, but they were just doing it so much. They even went as far as to say, like, you look like the nigga that wasn't getting bitches. And they pointed to my nigga and was like, he was getting bitches. And I was just like, this is do you know these people? Like, everyone that took the stage, they were like, light-skinned nigga with Beijing, let's go in on him. It was a lot.
You did mention he was light-skinned. He's light-skinned with that black-ass hair. That is just like an easy target.
It was an easy target, and we were right in the front. And I was just I had to go to the bathroom so bad, but I just didn't even get up because I had a bodysuit on, and it was making my booty look like diaper booty. And so I just was like, just sit here and hold it and get a UTI, bitch.
So that you don't get roasted.
Yeah, because they was going to roast me.
have your urethra on fire instead. I get it. You know, embarrassing moments, they live in your head forever. A UTI can go away with enough cranberry juice and a little pill.
Yeah.
I get it.
One thing that Ashley talked about in her stand-up that made me think about, let me ask Kiki this. Have you ever had sex with your Uber driver?
Hell no.
You'd be surprised. People in the audience were like, I have.
I've heard a lot of people say that. I don't know them personally, but I've seen it on the internet. And I'm like, is this a thing? I've never even had like a fine ass Uber driver.
I have, but
Oh, you have? But it's like, that's a little creepy. You probably know where I live or where I'm staying. Like if I'm Ubering to a hotel or Ubering back to my place and I'm going to invite you up. Like, how do you have the conversation we about to fuck? And how do you know I'm not going to dispute the charge?
Now, that's not really my reason. I'm always down for a little unsafe sex. But my thing is, I remember when I was driving for Uber and I was really poor. And so it's like I didn't need to be dating. So it's like you don't either.
Yeah, because I gave you some pussy and I still see the charge on my thing. You forgot to tip. Excuse me, bitch. The tip was pussy. The fuck?
You got some pussy.
So no, and I would be upset. Like sometimes I'm very drunk in the Uber and I'm just like, gosh, I hope he's not fine because what if I'm feeling lusty with nobody to go home to?
I still don't. I think
I don't think I would. I would go to sleep.
Go home.
But I'm just afraid because you just never know. You know how sometimes like you're just totally not yourself when you're drunk and you turn into another character. Luckily, I don't think I've been that character. I don't think. But I hope I don't become that.
In the Uber.
In the Uber.
Oh, yeah.
Not in regular life. Fair game.
Yeah. I've never fucked my Uber driver either. I have had a few fine ones, but again, it was like...
I've had some interesting ones. Like, I enjoyed the conversation, but that was it. Please subscribe to my podcast. That's how that usually goes. And buy my cookbook for you or your girl or whoever. That's it.
I feel you.
I saw you put on here about you got to wax. What happened?
It was so painful.
Did you go to a new person?
I didn't. I've been going to my girl Allie for a minute. And
too much caffeine.
Oh, I wonder if I only had one cup of coffee.
Caffeine affects it. Before your wax?
Before. It was before. Mm-hmm. But I was just sitting there, like I was laying there the whole time like, wow, I can't believe we really go every month to get the hair snatched out of one of the most, if not the most sensitive area on your body. Like when she put the hot wax over the lips, even when she's just rubbing it on, maybe the hair gets a little nappy because it's thick. I got thick pubic hair. Do you?
It's like medium coarse, I would say.
Mine is curly and thick, like a little cub.
Mine isn't that thick, and I think it's only because I've been waxing for so many years consistently.
Well,
but I've stopped.
I thought you were Nigerian.
So what?
I would think it would be a little bit more coarse.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Everybody is different, and I am Nigerian, and the hairs, they just don't grow as much because I've been waxing. So, you know, when you constantly rip those hairs out.
Well, I really got to do my 23andMe because I've been getting waxed since I lived.
That's what you're getting for Christmas. Spoiler alert.
Since I lived in Miami, and my shit still be thick. So I'm like, I don't understand.
Does it grow back patchy at all? Or is it still just like, bitch, I'm back?
It's like, bitch, I am here and we growing and flowing. What's up?
Mine is balding. Like
Not
a
mine.
Man who has been stressing people's daughters out since he was in kindergarten.
I was just laying there the whole time I was getting a wax. Like, I can't believe I do this to have like, honestly, when I have a bared vagina, I feel like sex is more pleasurable. Do you?
It absolutely is because I can actually feel it. There is no carpet in between me and whoever else I'm fucking. Now, I have stopped waxing my vagina only because I've started laser hair removal.
Oh.
So today was my first session, actually. It's funny that we both were getting hairs removed. When you go to laser hair removal, I don't think it hurts. I have a high pain tolerance, but they do have different levels. Anyway, doing my underarms and Brazilian. So she's marking up my pussy so she knows where to zap it at. It smelled like you have to shave before you go. Whatever areas you're getting hair removed. When they zap you, it starts smelling like burnt hair, like curling iron, like you frying your hair because it is burning the shit up. And she was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, my AirPod was just falling out. I'm listening to a podcast. It's fine. She was like, do you feel anything? I said, I mean, I feel it, but girl, it also kind of feels good because let me tell you something. The laser that they use, I go to Simper Laser. It does like a blast of cool air. So it zaps you with the hot ass laser, like, zzz, but then it's like a blowing the air. So when it got to my lips, it was like somebody was blowing on it, like.
You nasty.
And I was like, this is feeling kind of good. Let me listen to my murder story so that I am not thinking the wrong thing while this lady is down here playing in my vagina, blowing these airs up here. Cause
now juices start leaking out.
I know. I was so nervous. I was like, please don't start getting wet in here. This is going to be very embarrassing. And then what if the laser hits the juices and it starts frying my pussy clip?
And now you a weird sex story.
Okay, I want to use this shit this weekend, tonight.
Yeah.
The fuck? Because my period's coming. I'm trying to get it in.
I hate when I can't use my pussy. But
me too.
It's so like.
It's so sad. Like I'm not supposed to use it today. And it's like, okay, I got you today, but tomorrow is a new day at 2:37. That's what time my appointment ended. She said 24 hours. So at 2:37 tomorrow, it's on and popping with somebody.
When you remove the hair from your vagina when you were waxing or with this, have you ever asked like a sex partner, do they like a hairless vagina?
I ask him, but I don't give a fuck. So hopefully we're a match. If not, I'm gonna hop to the next dick boy, like my good sis Beyonce said.
I asked my sex partner like how he felt about like, you know, like a hairless vagina, and he was like, it's just childish to me. And
You're childish for saying that.
That's what I said. I was like, that's crazy to me. And he's a Dr. Umar follower, and he just loves to be like, it got to be nappy, and that's what he wants a pussy to be, nappy.
So you want me to stop?
Be like a forest that he has to fight through.
So you want me to stop my process for the unknown, because we not married.
I ain't stopping it. You gonna have a bare vagina.
Use your imagination. You know they have little wigs that you can put on there. It's called a Murphy. It's called a Murphy. Like how they have a toupee. It's called a Murphy. You could put a little fake pussy hair on there. They use it in like movies.
How do you
stick
it on?
I don't know. I guess it has adhesive at the back. How do you put a wig on? You put it on there some kind of way.
Take that bitch down. Comb.
Okay, well they got wigs where you glue them down. You put some eyelash glue on there. I don't know.
Now you got bacterial vaginosis.
You just put it on the top. It's not going inside your pussy. Now the lips, no, but just for the front.
Wow.
For the look.
That
I've never bought it, but they have it.
I've never even heard of that. That's wild.
Mm-hmm. I saw that on Movie Tricks.
Wow. I might have to look into that. How do you feel about setting your friends up with other friends on dates? Have you ever done it, and do you enjoy it?
I've done it. I hate it. Won't be doing it again because I don't like being in the middle.
And that's what always happen.
Yeah, I like watching my drama from afar, like from here to the TV screen. Is the best. And I don't want to hear about how he's playing you, how she's playing you, because I know what's going on. And I don't want to pick sides because y'all both going to be mad. So I would just rather not. I really hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I would never like purposely hook somebody up, but like I have had friends have sex with friends of mine, and then he's fucking two of the friends. I don't like it. I personally don't like it. I think there's so many other fish in the sea. And I have also been on the other side of it where I deal with somebody's, let's say, cousin, and then it didn't end well. And now it's like a weird position for the cousin who I'm friends with, but it's your cousin. I don't like it. If I had a friend that met one of my male friends and was like, oh, can you hook me up with him? I think I would just be like, no.
Yeah, I can't. I do know that he's single, so if you want to try it, you can. But let me tell you, girl, this typically doesn't end well, and that's why he is here right now. Now I have talked to a friend's friend before, but I didn't involve them, and I just made it a point to not talk to them.
Did it have a bad ending?
No, it didn't have a bad ending.
It just fell off.
Yeah, I just made sure I didn't talk to them about it because I was like, well, we're all friends. I don't want to make things awkward, but we're attracted to each other, and I want to see what the dick is hitting for. So I'm going to try it. And if I don't like it, it's okay. And I just won't put you in the middle of it so it doesn't become awkward and you feel like you can only invite one of us.
Yeah. And so now y'all could be around each other and just still be adults.
And it's fine. It's not awkward. So if you choose to do it, don't tell your friends.
And that's maybe where I did it with a bitch, and she was the cousin of one of my friends, and I was really mad because I thought we had a nice clean ending, but she ordered me the Beyonce box when I should have ordered my own, and she didn't give me my Beyonce box.
You thought she had a nice clean ending? Oh.
Because I was honest, and people like honesty.
Honesty is not the same as clean. Although typically a clean ending does have honesty.
Jessica Alba has a baby wipe called the Honest Clean Wipes.
What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? Did you use a wipe to wipe the bitch away?
All I know is she did not give me my Beyonce box, and I was just
That's
really sad.
rude.
I thought that was rude, and now it's like I don't know
Now
what it
that
would be
is
like
childish.
if we all get together again because I want my box.
Do you feel like you maybe haven't been invited to something because that person would be there?
Most definitely.
Oh, that sucks.
It does, but oh well.
Yeah, sorry to them people.
Well, I guess on that note, we can move on to Indecisive Diane. And when we come back, we will have some advice for you guys.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
Hey, ladies, and happy holidays! There's this cute little bar on Howell Mill Street in Atlanta, Georgia. It's called the Holiday Bar. It's open year-round, but it's called the Holiday Bar. Right now, they have it in holiday theme. They have specialty holiday cocktails. This is the perfect little date. If you don't know the person that well, you want to be safe. It's outside and inside, and the bartenders are to die for. Bye!
Okay, and we are back, and it's time for the advice. Remember, if you would like to ask us a question, email us advice@cocktailspod.com.
You know I gotta make this big because this is crazy.
I'm just not even gonna look at the screen. I'm just gonna sip the rest of my drink because I still have some left.
Let me make sure the guest did not call. Okay. This advice letter is titled, "Is my boyfriend too emotionally stunted? He forgot our 1-year anniversary."
No.
Hey guys, I appreciate your show so much. This shit makes me laugh like no comedy podcast ever could. But I also really like your guys' advice because it's always so straightforward and honest. So here's my situation. I've been with my boyfriend for a year now. We're both young. We're both young 20-year-olds. Oh, I already know this is gonna be sad, sis, because y'all is babies. Y'all can't even drink alcohol yet to get through the pain. It's been such a great relationship so far. He's a great listener. We get along so great, and our chemistry is amazing. The only constant problem we've had throughout the relationship is that he doesn't feel his emotions like that at all. He doesn't feel his emotions like at all. He's super quiet, emotionless. His super quiet, emotionless Canadian dad raised him and his twin sister by himself since the time they were 2, when their mom had a horrible accident that took her ability to control her movement, talk, walk, although she can still understand what you say. He's never been able to have a conversation with his mom. And in fact, neither him or his sister even call her mom or barely say hi when they walk past her wheelchair. So essentially, he raised himself. Throughout our relationship, he has told me repeatedly that he just doesn't find it helpful to feel any emotions about anything because it isn't logical. So, what? So when it comes to conversations regarding emotions, he can't relate to me at all. And although he's a good listener most of the time, he often makes me feel super alone. We are currently doing a long distance open relationship.
We'll talk to your other niggas. What you writing us for?
What is it then? Y'all just friends that's fucking and crying every now and again.
But only you crying. And he just looking at you like, I'm looking at you.
We've been doing this for 2 months while I travel. A few nights ago, I got on the phone with him and was crying, telling him how much I missed him. He said he was sorry, but seemed genuinely uninterested to hear more. When I asked about this, he said, well, I just don't feel the same. Like, it is your problem, not mine, because I missed you, but I don't feel sad. And I feel like you're saying I have to act like I feel sad or something. While I was explaining to him how that didn't feel very good, what he said didn't feel very good, he started going on his computer and I could hear the clicking and the clacking.
He said, let me order a woman on the internet because this bitch requires too much and I'd rather spend $100.
That is so rude. I asked him what he was doing and I told him I really just need someone to listen, and he seemed annoyed but stopped, and then a few minutes later went right back to it. I ended up hanging up and saying I felt really disrespected and I thought I could talk to him about missing him since he's my boyfriend. But I should have just called my best friend instead.
Yes,
Fast forward.
You should have.
He apologized and said he actually does feel sad and he thought he had expressed that before. And I was still upset, but willing to give him a chance to make it up to me because our 1-year anniversary was coming up. Today, on our 1-year anniversary, we talked and it's obvious he forgot. Oh, sis. He's never forgotten an important date like this. I highly doubt.
What other important date was there? It's 1 year. His birthday, he remembered that.
But still, it really fucking hurts, especially when he's over here asking me what he can do to make it better. He constantly tells me that he doesn't have to feel his feelings or deal with any childhood trauma, but it's so obvious he has some serious stuff. My whole philosophy in life is that we're in it to grow. So this really bothers me. He's always willing to listen when he's done something wrong. And if I ask him to work on something, he does the work time and time again. But no, he doesn't.
What work? He tells you he was doing the work?
I never
Revert back to the episode
again.
where we was talking about niggas using therapy buzzwords.
He is girl. But when it comes to him showing his emotions, it's just almost impossible. The only times he cried is the times when he thinks I might possibly leave him. Do I accept where he's at with showing his emotions and let him do his baby steps?
No.
No, sis.
Sorry, that was loud.
Or should I risk it and try to find a guy who has better emotional abilities, but maybe other problems? I know no one is perfect, and he almost is, but this is specifically such a big deal to me. Any advice would be helpful.
Brandy said almost doesn't count.
And it doesn't.
Okay. So let's say this. I think that you got a few things right. One, childhood trauma. He probably feels, his dad probably showed him and taught him, whether it was directly or indirectly, that you can't be crying and all that is weak. He has this wife who has had this horrible accident. Now she is just basically a vegetable. She's there. She can hear, but she can't really do anything. So he doesn't, and the dad is like, well, I got to take care of everybody. And so not that it's okay, but it sounds like that's probably what happened. So then he's repeating the cycle. Mm-hmm. He has feelings. He doesn't know how to deal with those feelings. It is not up to you, Dr. Philomena, to try and figure out how to make him feel and make him share. That's something that he truly has to want to do on his own. And this isn't your job. There are lots of other people out there, or be by yourself. Y'all keep acting like, if you leave this man, what the fuck am I going to do? Because now I'm going to poof turn into dust because I don't have somebody else to latch on to. Trust me, as the bitch who is usually the bitch with nobody, it is okay. It's really not that bad. I be complaining, but that's just so y'all can relate. It's really not bad. You can sleep peacefully. You're not worried about who's cheating on you or none of that. You're not worried about who's not listening to your problems. Call your homegirls. Or you should talk to a therapist, because just because you feel like you're moving through life fine doesn't mean that you couldn't use some extra help. But if you feel like he's not emotionally available for you and he would rather be typing on his computer versus listening to whatever you're crying about, missing him or whatever, and trying to make him cry because you want him to miss you back the same way. Life is not a rom-com or any of those other movies. It's not the Titanic. You got to let that shit go. If he doesn't feel that way and you want him to, move on.
If you can't go to Bella Noche's, where the hell could you go? I just had to say that.
Okay. You can go to somewhere the fuck else.
You
can leave Baton
go,
Rouge and go somewhere else.
And you're 20 years old. And, I would never want to be in my 20s ever again. Everything is so emotional.
It's
and
such a
dramatic.
struggle.
It is. And
on the inside, the outside, everywhere.
Everywhere is a struggle. And but what you have got to man up, sis. Woman up. And leave that nigga, because here is what I have learned throughout my years of dating, and I have done a lot of it. Mm-hmm. When things like you crying does not evoke any and also, all jokes aside, he might have a little bit of autism going on.
Well, I thought that too, but I was just gonna skip that this week because we also tell you guys this all the time. Sometimes they be on the spectrum.
So I be asking niggas, are you on the spectrum? I will just come out and say
you just say that.
I just say
and
it
what
just
do
like
they
that.
Say?
Some people are like, what? And then some people would be like, I actually don't know, but you're not the first person who said that. And yeah, nigga, well, you need to get the test.
Yeah, because most people go untested and they don't even know. If you ever watch Love on the Spectrum, American or British version, you will see it's a man on there that didn't find out he had that shit till he was like 60, 70 years old. And that's why he's been out here being weird.
Yeah, it's a large spectrum. It could be on the small side of the spectrum, or it could be, sometimes niggas that just have a hard time being social, it could be ask him. He might get mad. But also, if he is not autistic,
at least you'll get some emotion out of him.
Yeah, I have learned that when a man or a person that you're dealing with simply just does not care about hurting your feelings, there is either they have so many other people that they're dealing with that they don't have the time to be worried about what you're crying about, but he likes something about you.
That's how I feel when I do that to niggas.
That's how I feel too. It's like there's something I like about you, but it's not enough for me to be sitting. I'd be like, well, okay,
I
move
don't
on.
have emotions for you. I'm saving my emotions for my favorite niggas.
Yeah, and it's not for you. But like, it's just, and also I want to ask you, you said that y'all are long distance and in an open relationship. Sis, y'all are friends. Long distance and an open relationship?
But long distance and open relationship, but who is it open for? So he can fuck other people because you only worry about him. Use the open door policy, bitch, and go outside.
You're too invested with someone who is
Go
not
to a soccer match.
He's not that invested in you. Like, he's just not. And I don't think at this young of an age, a man isn't emotionally intelligent enough to tell you that. He's not going to tell you that. Even if you try to have this conversation with this young man, he is not going to tell you, I actually just like hitting that pussy every couple of weeks when you come here. I don't like you, though. He's not going to tell you that. And he is out here slanging and banging, slashing and thrashing in other bitches. And you better put on the Beyonce Lemonade track and just move on.
Or he's watching serial killer documentaries. One or the other. Either way, it doesn't end well for you.
It doesn't. You're the only one getting hurt. That nigga is using the open door.
And he's walking out of it every time you cry. So just stop that shit, bitch.
He doesn't care. When people care, you know. Every now and again do people make mistakes. Okay, yeah. That nigga don't care.
He shows you.
He typing and you crying.
And what was he stopped for a second. He thought he put the phone on mute. Was like, fuck, I didn't put it on mute. Now she about to
Here she go again. You don't even want to be with somebody like that.
I don't think he's fucking a lot of other people, and I think that's why he keeps it open for her, even though he doesn't give her any emotion, won't cut things off like, bitch, you're blocked. It's because he wants to hit it because he's awkward with everybody and doesn't have no bitches. Do you really want to be the only bitch in this situation where you're not getting shit? Yeah. You didn't even say the dick was good, so I don't know what's keeping you there. I think you just don't want to be single. And remember, it's never better to just have anybody than nobody at all.
Sometimes when we read these out loud, I'd be like, do y'all read what y'all write before you send it? Because she also said, and he listens to everything that I tell him. No, he doesn't.
He's letting you talk. He don't give a fuck.
You asked him, could he feel the emotions? And he said no. He didn't even say that. He was typing.
He was like, what'd you say? Say that again.
He doesn't listen.
You still talking? Which I thought I hung up.
You know what it feels like when somebody likes you. That's all I'm going to say.
And maybe you don't know because you haven't experienced yet, but I can tell you one thing for sure. You're never going to experience it if you don't cut this man off.
Cut him off, sis. Long distance open relationship.
Speaking of someone who needs to cut something off, we have another thing, and the subject line is sexless marriage. That is what sounds like a friendship, okay? This says, hey, ladies, anonymous post, please. We would, because I don't want to put you out there like this because this is already going to be sad. So let's get to it. I'm married to a man who barely wants to touch me. Leave. My love language is physical touch and words of affirmation. What is going on in the universe? Is it something retrograding Venus, maybe? And my husband barely does either. We have been married for 1 year and together for 7. So nothing tipped you off. No red flag came before year 8. In the beginning, he could barely keep his hands off me. Okay. We used to fuck 3 to 4 times a day in the first year. Although 3 to 4 is a bit much for me, I still let him fuck me whenever he wanted to because his desire and lust for me turned me on every time, even if I wasn't in the mood when he initially started. By the second year, our sex life had normalized to 4 to 5 times per week. After the second year, things started to slow down a bit. There was a lot of shift going on in his life and mine, so I figured after things settled, we would get back in the sheets like we were supposed to. But to my surprise, it never improved, and our sex life sucks. She puts that in capitals. I'm a mom, and he's a dad, but we have no kids together. My oldest is 19, and my youngest is 11, so there's no little kids running around, and we have free range and freedom to have a much better sex life. I'm very big on communication. I have tried to talk to him many times about how this is affecting our relationship in a negative way. I've suggested therapy, date nights, getaways, you name it. But nothing has changed. At one point, I thought he may be cheating on me, so I went straight FBI/private detective, but there was no evidence of cheating. By the way, he wasn't interested in therapy at all. Of course not. We fuck once a month, only when he wants it. Usually I agree and have sex with him because by that point my pussy is desperate. I barely come on to him nowadays because I'm so tired of being rejected. His excuse is usually that he's too tired or that his testosterone is low. Now, I will say that is a real thing, but I'm not about to make excuses for him. I made him a doctor's appointment. Okay, good.
I was just about to say, you don't need to go to the doctor to confirm it.
Because he could really have a real issue. Okay. Made him a doctor's appointment to have his testosterone checked out, and it came back at normal levels. So I was at a loss. You meant loss. It infuriates me when he says he's tired because my daily life is much more complicated than his, and I'm still trying to get fucked by the end of the night. She wrote down her whole schedule. So a typical day is some bullshit. At 4:30 a.m., she's waking up. At the gym by 5, so she is still working out. Leave the gym at 7. God damn, that's a long workout. Come home, make breakfast, get my kid on the school bus by 8 a.m. Shower and get dressed by 9 a.m.
Where is the nigga at?
Sleep. He probably wake up by 10. At work by 10 a.m. Leave work by 5 p.m. Arrive home by 6. Cook dinner and clean until about 8. You the one who should be tired.
And cheating. You should be cheating.
8 to 9:30. Return text messages and emails. God damn, you waited all day. I would be mad. I own a business, so I'm never really off work. Damn. And you're an entrepreneur? 9:30 to 11. Watch TV or TikTok. That TikTok got y'all in a chokehold. Okay, his schedule is up at 6 a.m., work until 5 to 6. That's his schedule. It got one line. How the fuck are you tired? We feel you on that, sis. Okay. Also, let me add, I'm pretty easy on the eyes. Okay, you cute. And I'm from the South, so you know I'm cornbread fed. Small waist and a fat ass. On a daily basis, I'm turning niggas down. We'll stop. I constantly get told how pretty I am or that I have an amazing body. It's crazy that I get all that attention from other guys when the only guy I want is my husband. Damn, that sucks to be you. I will never cheat on him. I'm just not built like that. But would you divorce him? Ask yourself that. I've always been turned on by a fat ass. Wait. I want to ask him if I can fuck a chick. I've always been turned on by a fat ass, juicy dripping pussy, and nice tits. How are you seeing this juicy dripping pussy if you ain't cheating?
Porn. She's saying
okay. All right. I've been watching a lot of porn lately, and I enjoy lesbian tribandism and eating pussy the most. Shit, my pussy wet now just thinking about it. Problem is, when I casually mentioned a friend to him in that scenario, married woman who wants to fuck woman on the side, that's a great category. He immediately shut it down and said, that's how problems start in a relationship. Nigga, you started the problems. You should never bring another person in. I'm just trying to replace a person. That's what you should have told him. Now I'm kind of nervous to ask him, what the fuck should I do, ladies? Sign, desert pussy.
Feel really bad because like at first I felt really bad for her, and there's a part of me that feels really bad for him because after reading it, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was annoyed with her, and I don't even know her. Like,
why?
The way that she put everybody's schedule in here, like verbatim, it makes me think that she is annoying, and she's just like, her husband's probably like, he probably don't want to fuck because you are annoying, and I feel like she's the type of person where she's like, and I do this, and I do this, and I do this, and what you doing? Well, you know the fuck this nigga did when you married him. He has a normal 9 to 5. If he don't want to get up and do all these things with you, I feel like she could be like what did Gabrielle Union play when she was really mean? Deliver Us from Eva. And she had her shit sewed together, and she wanted everybody else to have their shit sewed together, that no one wanted to be around her because she was annoying. And this email is giving me that vibe. I don't really know maybe try a softer approach.
I say, fuck that nigga, because he don't want to fuck you, and get one of your gym friends, one of them ladies at the gym that you've been eyeing that's spotting you while you lifting weights or whatever the fuck y'all do in the gym, because I don't do that shit no more. Fuck her. I'm sure she'll be down. And you could probably do it during 9:30 to 11 when you're watching TikTok.
You could do that. Or 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. when you're in the gym for 2 fucking hours. What is you doing in there? And yes, send us a picture. I want to see what you do look like.
You could get up. This is what you could do. Wake up at 5. You don't have to get up at 4:30. Skip the gym. You gonna get your cardio in with this girl. Leave. Make it to her house by 6. Y'all can fuck around for a good hour or an hour and a half and make those kids eat cereal like I did.
Oh, I'm some cream of wheat.
That's still cereal? Any of those things. They can make that. You said ain't no little kids running around 11 years old. I was using a stove. So they could use a microwave or oven or something, warm up a little biscuit.
Yeah.
some eggs. Get a little egg cooker and they can make the eggs.
But I just want to say this. He hasn't touched her in 7 years.
No, she didn't say that.
Oh, well.
It's just been slowing down over the course of the 7 years.
I will say
now they fuck once a month.
The relationships that I've been in that start to become sexless or little to no sex, somebody is doing something. Somebody's not in it anymore. And maybe he's not cheating, but just because you didn't find anything, that doesn't mean anything. What I will also suggest is maybe you guys download the Immersive app and try to slightly spice it up then. But if that nigga ain't touching you, I hate to say like it's your fault, but I feel like it's something about you. And I never really say stuff like that. But I do. He only wants to fuck once a month.
I think his dick is broke and it don't really work like that. And he's too ashamed to say he wasn't raised like that. And he's just shame. And he's also just like lazy. And he would rather be watching, I don't know what meant, football or something else.
Maybe he lost his job and he's not really going to work every day.
Ooh.
And he's stressed.
Now that could really be it.
That could
happens
also
a lot.
be it.
It happens in probably every other Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you could find something on Tubi or TNT or what own Oxygen. And
follow him one day and just
yeah.
But remember, you married and you took those vows till through better or worse.
For better or for worse. And remember, there's a billboard in every city for a $500 divorce, and you can get it speedy within 30 days. I see them all the time. So, no need to keep nagging. Move on with your life.
See, she sounds like she don't want to. That's why
she doesn't want to, but I'm trying to put it in her head. She got all this other stuff in her head. Get it out, because you're about to nag this man, and the next thing you know, would you rather be divorced or a victim on Snap? I guess you wouldn't have a choice if you were a victim on Snap.
You might want to look into that also. If he's make sure there's no arsenic being put in the Kool-Aid.
Check the chemicals in the garage. What's going on? Is somebody spending too much time at Lowe's or Home Depot? Are they buying poison for pests that you don't have?
Because y'all really, now that we're talking about this in detail, people be worried about the wrong things. This is alarming. It shouldn't be like, I just want to get fucked. You need to dig a little deeper and see what this nigga is really doing.
What is he doing?
I want to know too.
And I hate to say it, but he might have found a new interest that you will never be able to fulfill. You know what I'm saying, sis?
Let us know how it works.
It's not. But let us know about your new man with the cocktail or your new girl, whoever. On that note, Desert Pussy, we got to leave you where it's at. And I hope that you don't dry up and turn to dust. We're going to move on to the cocktails. If you would like to share a cocktail on the show, please email us cocktails@cocktailspod.com.
But if you ain't got a buck, I won't cup 'em. Spend $100 on me, it ain't nothing. Run a double D, so stuck 'em. Back to the point, is it some cash in this place? If it is, I'll probably stick the stats in your face, turn around. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe.
Okay, let me just make my font a little bigger. Because you got to admit, this is very small. 11? What? It needs to be at 20. Okay, this one is titled
20?
She's back.
Stella got her groove back. That's what I'm feeling.
Hi, Kiki and Medina. I love y'all. You're the first podcast I ever listened to, and I've been motherfucking hooked. Anyways, I got a good, kind of long story for y'all. So, I recently broke up with my ex and have been trying to get back into my whole life because monogamy is not for me, I've realized. Here's my story that just happened this morning. Yes, he came over this morning with the sole purpose of blowing my back out.
I know that's right.
Woo, child.
Desert Pussy, be like this queen right here.
We started off with a little cuddling and smoking. After he passed it to me, his hands began to explore my body. He grabbed my ass with a couple fingers, catching my pussy, making me gasp. Oh, I like that. He continued to rub and grab as we continued casual conversation until my gasping turned to moans. He slowly removed my shorts and licked my pussy lightly and gently. I squirmed until I couldn't take it anymore. I crept my way up to the top of the bed in a sitting position, trying to catch my breath until he grabbed me by my feet and pulled me towards him. Ooh. With my feet in the air and ankles crossed, he slowly slid into my pussy and I gasped again. Deep, slow strokes filled my pussy as moans were let out. My feet were on his shoulders when he directed them to his chest. Oh, I bet he was tall. I'm imagining
He had to
him.
be. Me too. I'm having a... Never mind.
with my knees bent. He spread my knees to either side and kept fucking me while he rubbed his thumb on my clit, making me close and open my pussy on his dick. We did this for a while until he grabbed my waist and flipped me over. Grabbing my hips as he hit it from the back, I moaned, screamed, gasped, and bit the pillow over and over again. He lays his chest on my back and keeps fucking me while sliding his hands between the bed and my clit, making my legs shake. I climbed on top of him, and as I laid my chest on his, twerking my ass on his dick, he slowly licked and sucked my neck while guiding my body to ride him with a few good ass slaps in between. Somebody slapped my ass so hard these past couple days, I got bruises. We flipped back over for him to be on top and kept fucking until I came over and over again, until he pulled out and finished all over my stomach and chest. Much love. She's back.
I know that's fucking right.
That was good. Short and to the point and very detailed still. I like it, sis.
It wasn't too long at all. All right, this one says DC Live Show Cocktail. So she says, I played I'm Curious to Know, and it's the best game on earth, but the prize wasn't worth it. Ooh. Now, we did not include prizes, so this is on you, sis. I waited until the last damn minute to submit because this is a cock fail. Earlier this summer, I met this guy when I was in Philly for the Roots picnic. I live in Baltimore, and he lives in the Pennsylvania suburbs about an hour away. We're both 30, childless, and have great careers, so that little hour was nothing to neither of us. We met and immediately started texting all day, planning dates and talking about the future. I'm like, okay, this is cute, but not too much, because that cute shit means nothing at all. The following week, I couldn't wait to see him again, so we linked for a chill dinner, and I taught him how to set up a hookah. The chemistry was there. He was a great kisser, and he knew exactly what to do with his hands. Unfortunately, we had to stop that day because I was on my cycle. I know periods don't stop shit but sentences for the grown folks, but I wasn't playing with that kind of fire during a full moon with a man I don't even know. Yes, bitch, because that's some voodoo for your ass. So I head to Brooklyn the next day, and we resumed texting. This time is getting fucking steamy. Okay, girl. I'm clutching my grandmother's pearls, but I'm also like, tell me more, little freak bitch. I was ready to leave Brooklyn stat. So I immediately ordered I'm Curious to Know and prayed it would be in Baltimore by the time I got home. I was determined that the next time we linked, I was leaving with something. Well, good thing you didn't wait till it sold out. Let's fast forward. I get home. He comes for Juneteenth weekend. We're drinking, hitting the hookah, had a very light dinner. Bam, boom. I pull out the card game and we get into it. Halfway through, we pull the card. Do you want to end the game and have sex right now? That's my favorite card. If those aren't the exact words, damn close. Yeah, that's what it say. Boom. We're in the bed. Legs spread, and he's devouring my pussy like he never needs air and hasn't eaten in this decade. I'm in my head like, okay, worth the wait. Did I mention that it had been about a year since the last time I had sex? Oh, you was hot and ready. So now his dick is rock hard. I'm sucking and throwing his dick and like, congratulations to me because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing either. But go off, sis. Now it's time to get the sex. And I'm like, yes, kill my shit. Y'all, do you know he went limp and couldn't get his dick hard enough for penetration? I'm like, let's pray about this and give it till tomorrow. We did a lot. Bitch, do you know his dick didn't get hard all fucking weekend? I wanted a fucking refund for this bullshit. I'm going to end this cocktail right here, but understand that he basically tried to break it off with me by the time he got home the following week. Sir, no need. Your dick doesn't work. We don't have shit else to talk about, no way. Needless to say, I don't even remember him, so no need to give him a name for this. I'll be in the audience, so no need to be anonymous. Love you. Oh, she was sending
from
this
Philly, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Dang, I'm sorry you had a cocktail, sis. Just, I have played the card game with multiple people. So just play it again with someone new.
Yeah. Just try again. And maybe hold that card till you get the vibe.
Yes.
I always take that card out and I save it for me.
I've actually never pulled the card when I played it.
How many cards do you be getting through? 6?
Yeah, I don't get through many. I say 4.
Well, thank you guys so much for sending in everything that you sent in for the show. Thanks so much for listening. Remember to get your tickets. The link is in the description box below for all of the Dirty Little Secrets tour stops. Sign up for patreon.com/CockTales. Get the merch at I'mCuriousToKnow.com and the card game. And all the other stuff. The links are in the description box. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. Make sure that you're following us on Instagram. We're at CockTales Podcast. I'm at Kiki Said So.
And I'm at Coffee Bean Bean.
And until next week, you guys, goodbye.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Population. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Wait on the track. Bye. 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 Goodbye. Bye. 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 Population. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Wait on the track. Wait on the track. I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Population. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Wait on the track. Bye. Bye. Bye.